Around about a minute to 2 minutes. All the guys will be climbing on the outside of the aircraft. There'll be 3 today. There'll be Sergeant Dan Cartwright, who will trail the red smoke so that you can see the aircraft. There'll be Sergeant Chris West and also Sergeant Sean Kilkenny. He's probably got the worst job up there today because he'll be closest to the nose on the aircraft, getting hit with all the slipstream as the aircraft runs in at around about 90 to 95 knots. The other in and around that drop zone can see that white smoke. That's an indication to the team coach as he exits the aircraft, the wind direction, so that you can ensure that he lands all the guys into wind nice and safely. Just listening now to the team coach. And we can see the Dornier 228 in there overhead at the minute, moving left to right to the right hand side of the crowd line at the moment. And they've just completed their dummy run, and they are happy, the coach is happy, the drop zone safety officer is happy that all the guys can get out of the aircraft. The coach has just given his final instructions to the guys on board. They'll be doing their final checks. They'll be doing pin checks, ensuring that the parachute has not been tampered with, or as they've been moving around on board the aircraft hasn't come loose in any way. They'll be checking that their reserve handles are still in place. Should they get out and they have an issue with their main canopy, they can then cut that away and operate their reserve. Hopefully that doesn't happen today, but if it does, then they are drilled accordingly. They will also be taking the caps off their smokes. So they've all got 2 smoke canisters on their ankles, and they'll be taking the red cap off that in order to make sure that inadvertently it's not operated on board. So they'll be taking that off now, and then they'll have that pull ring ready for as they exit out of the aircraft. And the wind speed isn't affecting you on your relation to where you're going to land on the DZ. We're looking at around about 1 minute now, guys. So any second we've got the red light coming on. You can see going from left to right over the crowd, coming over the top of the DZ. And the guys will be exiting the aircraft, and you'll see that red smoke trailing. As the guys get out of the aircraft, I'll lift up this mic in my left hand, and you'll be able to hear the Flight Sergeant Dave Warboys, the team coach. And he's going to be explaining to the guys what's going to be happening as he exits the aircraft. As you can see, the Dornier 228, that smoke.
Ready, set, go!
And they're out of the aircraft team, they're all the way, making their way up to 120 miles an hour. It takes around 5 to 10 seconds to reach that. So just prior to them reaching that speed, they'll all operate their parachutes, given the 3,000 foot drop height today. Everyone's underneath their canopies, and you can see the team coach. He's just done a 180-degree turn. He's trailing that white smoke. Everybody else above him is now going to be performing what we call the collect. That's going to allow everyone in the team to form that loose, non-contact canopy stack above the team coach. He's then going to complete a left 90-degree turn, and he's going to keep his eye on the DZ and communicate with everybody in the stack above him. Be under no illusion how difficult it is to maintain that canopy stack, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly the guys at the top are going to be on their front risers. In order for them to maintain that position as they pull down on their front risers, it's effectively doing a pull-up. The top 2 or 3 guys are probably going to be doing that for the majority of the descent. So imagine going into the gym, holding a pull-up for 3 to 4 minutes. And they're going to keep listening to that team coach as they make their way down to the DZ. Let's listen to him now.
Winds in the DZ, please. 7. Turning left 90 onto my downwind leg. Now, it should be short, Dan.
Good, so that's the team coach, just turned left onto his downwind leg, and he's asking what the winds are on the ground. So we're getting 7 knots, so they will get some penetration as they turn back into wind. And that's them turning left now onto their base leg, just doing a landing pattern effectively like an aircraft would, and therefore landing into wind. As they do their crosswind leg, and they pass the target, they're then going to peel off. Odds go one way, evens go the other. As they're coming in, guys, I'll call out their names, give them a big round of applause. They can hear you now. They're very close to the ground. Give them a big shout out as they peel off, come in to land. So as they come in, Flight Sergeant Dave Warboys, team coach, trailing that white smoke. Sergeant Dan Cartwright, he's just peeled off and be the first to land, given the fact that he's lost a little bit more height on his peel off. Then we have Sergeant Sean Kilkenny, Sergeant Chris West, Sergeant Shane Phipps, Sergeant Brooke Steppins, and the officer commanding 2019 Falcons, Flight Lieutenant